Have you ever wondered what it would be like to own every cool thing in history? I'm talking about millions of priceless artifacts, ancient treasures, shiny things that kings and queens used to own. Well, today, we are going on an insane global treasure hunt to find the 10 biggest antique hoards on the entire planet. We're going to see collections so massive they fill up entire palaces and city blocks. Some of these are open for everyone to see, but others are hidden away in super-secret private vaults, owned by some of the richest people in the world. This is literally a countdown of the world's greatest real-life treasure chests. We are going to compare the most insane public collections, like museums that have literally millions of items, against the secret hoards of royalty and billionaires. Let's go. Kicking off our list at number 10 is one of the most insane private collections in the world today. We're talking about the Al Thani collection and other private mega collections in the Gulf. Imagine being so rich you can just decide to buy up centuries of history. That's exactly what Sheikh Hamad bin Abdullah Al Thani of Qatar has been doing. He's assembled a mind-blowing collection of over 6,000 objects. We're talking about ancient Mayan artifacts, Chinese treasures, Royal Indian jewels, emeralds the size of your fist, and diamonds that would make your eyes water. What's crazy is that this is a private collection. It belongs to one family. They have so much stuff, they can't even display it all at once. They've built their own museum space in a historic hotel in Paris just to show off parts of it. But here's the interesting part. Even though it's privately owned, they don't always keep it locked away forever. They often loan out huge chunks of their collection to museums all over the world. You might go to a museum in New York or London and see a priceless artifact actually owned by the Al Thani family. It blurs the line between public and private. They can share history or keep it to themselves. From Islamic art to European jewels, the speed and scale in just a few decades makes this a 21st century mega hoard. Coming in at number 9 is a place that feels ripped from ancient Rome. But it's in Los Angeles. This is the J. Paul Getty Museum and Villa, started by oil tycoon J. Paul Getty, once the richest man in the world. Today, it's run by the Getty Trust, a private foundation, open to the public with free admission. They have two massive locations, the Getty Center and the Getty Villa. Manuscripts, Van Gogh's irises, and at the villa, Greek, Roman, and Etruscan antiquities, over 44,000 ancient objects, some to 6500 BC, recreated gardens, and rooms surrounded by statues, vases, and jewelry make you feel like you've time-traveled. From the Lansdowne Heracles to artifacts of daily life, it's a private-funded trove given to the public. Getty set it up so everyone could enjoy it. The trust keeps acquiring and funds conservation globally. A private passion turned into one of America's most important public antiquities collections. All right, for number 8, we're entering the world of kings and queens. The UK's royal collection, held in trust by the monarch, not the state, exceeds 1 million objects. 1 million. Over 7,000 paintings, 500,000 prints, furniture, ceramics, textiles, and the crown jewels. Treasures spread across 13 royal residences, including Buckingham Palace, Windsor Castle, and Holyrood House. Much is displayed in the Queen's Gallery or summer openings, but it remains a private crown collection the monarch cannot sell. Crown jewels at the Tower, the Cullinan Weng Diamond, Leonardo drawings, Fabergé eggs, 5 centuries of royal accumulation. A private treasure chest so big it needs actual palaces, one of the biggest antique hoards in existence. For number 7, we're heading to Asia to see a museum that holds the treasures of an empire. Taipei's National Palace Museum holds nearly 700,000 imperial Chinese artifacts, the best of the best rescued from the Forbidden City. In the 1930s-40s, curators packed treasures into thousands of crates, moving them over 6,000 miles, by train, by boat, even by hand, before bringing the core to Taiwan. 5,000 years distilled, Song ceramics, incredible jade carvings, and calligraphy masterworks. The jadeite cabbage and meat-shaped stone are beloved icons. People queue for a glimpse. It's so huge only about 1% is displayed. Exhibits rotate every 3 months, over a decade to see it all. A true public treasure born from saving a nation's history. At number 6, we have a hoard so gigantic it's nicknamed America's Attic. It's 21 museums, 9 research centers, and the National Zoo, by far the largest museum and research complex in the world. 155 million objects and specimens, from the Star-Spangled Banner to the Wright Flyer, Dorothy's ruby slippers, and the Apollo 11 command module. Plus millions of artifacts and biological specimens, archaeology, indigenous collections, dinosaurs, insects, world and natural history together. Founded by James Smithson to increase and diffuse knowledge, the museums are free, an epic hoard for the people. We're at the halfway point, and for number 5, we're going inside the smallest country in the world to see one of the biggest hoards on Earth. The Pope's collection over half a millennium spans 9 miles of galleries and draws over 6 million visitors a year. From Laocoon and Apollo Belvedere to mummies, Etruscan bronzes, tapestries, Raphael rooms, and the Sistine Chapel, rooms where every surface is a masterpiece. A public collection built on faith, power, and patronage, ticket revenue maintains the hoard and supports global work. Coming in at number 4, America's largest art museum, right in the heart of New York City. A colossus spanning 4 city blocks, with over 2 million works across 5,000 years. The Temple of Dendur, an entire Egyptian temple, plus 26,000 Egyptian objects, and vast Greek and Roman holdings, including a reconstructed villa bedroom. With Islamic, Asian, African art, and iconic paintings, the Met is an encyclopedic public mega-hoard welcoming millions. At number 3, arguably the most famous museum in the world, the Louvre in Paris. A former royal palace that's absolutely gigantic, over 615,000 works, with 38,000 on display. Several departments are ancient: Egyptian, Sphinx of Tanis, seated scribe, Near Eastern, Greek, Etruscan, and Roman antiquities, the Code of Hammurabi, Venus de Milo, and the Winged Victory of Samothrace, cornerstones of civilization, in a public museum since 1793. The most visited museum on Earth, a library of human genius. At number 2, St. Petersburg's State Hermitage, 6 historic buildings including the Winter Palace of the Tsars. Its collection exceeds 3 million items, begun by Catherine the Great in 1764 and swollen by imperial acquisitions. The rooms themselves are masterpieces: gold, chandeliers, inlaid floors, housing legendary hoards of antiquities and art. Greek and Roman troves, unmatched Western European art with more Rembrandts than any museum, and a peerless hoard of Scythian gold. Nationalized after the Revolution, its vastness requires major off-site storage, a public titan among hoards. And the winner is the British Museum in London. Over 8 million objects, more than the population of Switzerland, documenting human culture from its beginnings to today. Founded in 1753, the world's first national public museum, collecting everything from everywhere. The Rosetta Stone, the largest Egyptian and Sudanese collections outside those countries, the Parthenon marbles, Sutton Hoo treasures, and the Lewis Chessmen. The list goes on and on. Entry is free, welcoming millions. While debates continue, the scale and importance are undeniable. A true library of humanity, the biggest historical hoard on Earth. So there you have it. The 10 biggest antique hoards on the planet, private vaults and public museums side by side. The scale of what humanity has collected is insane. Our history concentrated in a handful of places. It's crazy to think about how all these priceless treasures, Rosetta Stone, crown jewels, are gathered in these hoards. Private hoards, like the Royal Collection, were designed to project power. Public hoards were built so knowledge belongs to everyone. Increasingly, even private collectors share, loaning masterpieces so we can all see them. The world is realizing history is too important to lock away. Thank you for joining this tour of the world's biggest treasure chests. Which hoard blew your mind the most? Let me know in the comments below. Private or public? Subscribe Animation with Sound. You are not going to want to miss what we have planned next. See you in the next video.